Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Gibbs Drops the Needle. Unfortunately, another passing to go through today, as it was announced that Frank Beard, the drummer for ZZ Top, has passed away at the age of 77. So, as we do, we'll go through the life, career, and legacy of Frank Beard as we honor him. The news of Frank Beard passing away was broke on early August 18th by the band, with their official website confirming that Beard died while receiving hospice care at his ranch in Richmond, Texas on August 17th. He was surrounded by his family and no cause of death was shared at that time. ZZ Top founder Billy Gibbons has paid tribute to Beard, describing him as, quote, one of the most naturally innovating drummers and a great and true son of Texas, end quote. He added that Beard's, quote, signature backbeat was key to keeping ZZ on top, end quote, while confirming that the band intend to continue performing in keeping with the drummer's wishes. Scheduled concerts in Salt Lake City and Colorado Springs have been canceled, but they plan to play 2 shows at the Moody Theater in Austin this coming weekend, a venue they say was one of Beard's favorites and a second home for him. Beard had taken a temporary break from touring in March of last year to undergo surgery, but returned 3 months later. He then stepped away again earlier this year, with Michael Monaghan stepping in behind the drum kit. So now we will go over his life and career. His early life and education. Frank Lee Beard was born on June 11th of 1949 in Frankston, Texas, and was raised in Irving, Texas. He attended Irving High School. As a teenager, he met Dusty Hill when their bands played the same show at a Fort Worth club, and Hill later asked him to join the Warlocks. For his drumming career before joining ZZ Top, Beard was a member of a fake version of the British band of the Zombies, which toured in the US without authorization from the original band members. He also played in the Dallas area band Outlaws with Dusty Hill, who later joined ZZ Top. Other bands Beard and Hill played with early in their careers included the Cellar Dwellers, the Hustlers, the Warlocks, and American Blues. When ZZ Top Dan Mitchell left the band in 1969, he was replaced by Beard. Beard introduced Billy Gibbons, the founder of the Moving Sidewalks, to Hill. After honing their trademark Texas boogie blues rock style, the three released ZZ Top's first album on London Records in January of 1971. Beard was initially credited under the nickname Rube Beard on ZZ Top's first album and on Tres Hombres, but was credited under his actual name on Rio Grande Mud and on every ZZ Top album from 1975's Fandango. Beard was long known as the only member of ZZ Top to not have a beard, but he grew a short one in 2013. He became known as the Man with No Beard. After achieving success with ZZ Top in the late 1970s, Beard spent large sums of money on drugs including LSD, cocaine, and heroin. He later regretted the spending and said it damaged his relationships. He joined a rehabilitation program. He recalled, quote, I just wanted to get sober. I wanted to be like the people I admired who could sit home and watch TV and go to bed, and that was okay for them, end quote. ZZ Top went on a hiatus for 3 years while Beard dealt with his addictions. In the early 1990s, Beard entered sports car racing, competing in the 24 Hours of Daytona and 12 Hours of Sebring. He was a collector of classic Ferraris, both real ones and model cars. Jeremy Clarkson claimed that Beard once said he had a Ferrari because that way, quote, I can leave for the party later, get there first, stay longer, and still be in bed with someone before anyone else, end quote. Beard married his girlfriend when she became pregnant, and they started to raise a daughter, living for some time with Beard's parents. He married for a second time to Debbie Meredith, and the couple had twin boys while also raising Beard's daughter from his previous marriage. Frank Beard was the second member of the classic ZZ Top lineup to pass away following bassist Dusty Hill in 2021. Billy Gibbons remains the sole surviving original member, along with current bassist Elwood Francis, who replaced Hill in 2021 at Hill's request. So, very sad for the passing of Frank Beard. It does seem like ZZ Top is going to continue on with their replacement drummer. Something I didn't know before was that Frank Beard and both Dusty Hill had basically picked their replacements before stepping away and passing away so that ZZ Top could continue. I had always thought that it was just ZZ Top pressing on, and honestly, I thought it kind of odd that with Dusty Hill being such a big member of ZZ Top, I mean, you're talking about a band that only has 3 members, so if one member's not there, it's definitely a noticeable difference. And Dusty Hill had such a big presence, and him and Billy Gibbons had such chemistry. It was odd to me at the time that they continued to tour and go on, but I guess if that was Dusty Hill's wishes, then that makes perfect sense. Same with Frank Beard. You know, you would think out of a band made up of 3 members and you only have one sole surviving member that maybe you would step away or tour under a different name or just be a solo artist at that point. But it seems like it was Frank Beard's wishes as well that ZZ Top continue on, and maybe that is a way of continuing to honor the legacy of Frank Beard and Dusty Hill by continuing to put the music on the stage and maybe introduce new generations to ZZ Top. So as always, my thoughts, prayers go out to Frank Beard's family, his friends, and all of his fans and bandmates as well, as they continue to navigate through this difficult time. And hopefully ZZ Top takes the stage again as Frank Beard had wished and continue to honor his legacy. So that's all I got for you this time. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Until next time, I'm Gibbs. This is Gibbs Drops the Needle. Stay safe and be kind.